the Somalians protesting in Selma. The truth, the question is, did it go wrong? What do you guys think? Let's delve into more videos.
You know, I had a hard time just watching that clip. It just feels very disrespectful and it feels intentionally disrespectful, especially with the climate of everything that's going on between people saying that Black Americans should be in solidarity with immigrants and then them going down to Selma where our ancestors marched due to persecution. Them trying to marching on that same bridge to me feels intentionally disrespectful, regardless of how they try to flip it and make it seem like, oh, well, we're standing in solidarity and in honor of the civil rights movement, as if their struggles were our ancestors, our grandmothers and great grandmothers' struggles. Their struggles are not our people's struggles. It's not even close to the same thing. I can't give y'all my unfiltered opinion on TikTok on this subject, so I'm gonna do another video and I'm gonna upload it probably tomorrow to YouTube, where I can actually say what I really want to say about this, because I can't say it without getting some type of flag or strike. But my thing is, what exactly inequalities are you fighting against? You Because you don't want to be investigated for fraud, because you don't want to be investigated for entering the country illegally without doing you're fighting against having to file paperwork, immigration paperwork. Like, what exactly are you fighting for? Like, our ancestors went through absolute hell, and that's why they marched. What, like, to make it seem like it's the same thing, it's like a slap in the face. And I feel like they doing that shit on purpose. I really do. My great grandmother was born in 1914 in Texas. She got in she was right around my age, maybe a little older. She got into a car accident. Her face was disfigured. She could not, the only hospitals around were white only. She almost died because they had to try to find a Negro hospital because nobody would take her. Face disfigured. She had permanent scarring on her face. Face was messed up in a car accident. They would not save her life. That's the type of shit that our people were dealing with in this country. So to make it seem like your immigrant problems are the same and worth the same type of protest that ours were is completely nonsense. And for any Black American person, I don't know if there was any out there that egged them on to do that or supported them in that. It's just as bad, if not worse.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I wanted to talk about what just happened in Selma because that wasn't okay. Somali protesters were there marching, using that space to represent their own issues under civil rights symbolism. First off, Selma is not just a backdrop. What happened in Selma on March 7th, 1965, was also known as Bloody Sunday. And that wasn't just a march. 600 civil rights demonstrators were there marching for voting rights, but they were attacked by Alabama state troopers and sheriff's deputies at the Edmund Pettus Bridge. They were marching to protest discrimination in voting registration. Police dogs were unleashed. Officers on horseback trampled the crowd in an effort to push them back. And when they kneeled to pray, they were met with tear gas and violence. People were brutally beaten. And that was broadcast nationally, shocking the country and bringing global awareness to our civil rights struggles. It also forced the federal government to intervene. That moment became a rallying cry for our civil rights movement and directly influenced passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. It was a turning point that led to real civil rights protections for my lineage. Others still benefit from those protections today. Selma is sacred ground, tied to what my lineage endured. It's a symbol of resilience and the catalyst to Black voting rights in this country. Those grounds represent what was secured through the blood and sacrifice of peaceful protesters and freedom fighters for this country. So when people step into it and treat it like it's interchangeable, That's a big problem. That's not solidarity. That's a mockery, and it's disrespectful. Not everything is a template to be borrowed. Respect the history, respect who it belongs to, and be honest, not offended.
You're constantly scrolling past headline after headline after headline. Wars overseas, Epstein updates, political chaos, and it feels overwhelming. But this week in history reminds us of something powerful. Protest is how ordinary people use their voices for change. It's Hump Day history, the day we look back on this week in history to learn how we got here and why none of this is accidental. March 7th, 1965, a day that will come to be known as Bloody Sunday. It happened on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, and it changed America. In 1965, Black citizens in Alabama were legally free but systematically blocked from voting. Literacy tests, poll taxes, intimidation, arrest, violence. In some counties, less than 5% of eligible Black voters were registered. Civil rights leaders, including Martin Luther King Jr., focused on Selma because it exposed the problem clearly. Voting rights were being denied openly and violently. After peaceful protester Jimmy Lee Jackson was shot and killed by a state trooper in February 1965, organizers planned a 54-mile march from Selma to Montgomery, the state capital. They demanded federal protection for voting rights. March 7th, 1965, about 600 peaceful marchers leave Selma. As they cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge, they are met by Alabama state troopers and local deputies. They're ordered to disperse. Instead, they kneel to pray. Seconds later, law enforcement charges, clubs, tear gas, whips, horses. Men and women are beaten brutally, including future Congressman John Lewis, whose skull is fractured. The violence is captured on national television. America watches in shock and horror. Bloody Sunday wasn't random violence. It was a response to people demanding access to the ballot, their constitutional right. And just like today, protest was controversial. Some said it was disruptive. Some said it was unnecessary. Some said, wait your turn. But history shows something else. 2 days later, Dr. King leads another march to the bridge, this time turning back to avoid further violence. By March 21st, under federal protection ordered by President Lyndon B. Johnson, thousands complete the march to Montgomery. 5 months later, Congress passes the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Protests forced the nation to confront what it wanted to ignore. Today, we are inundated with news, war, scandal, political drama, constant noise. But in the middle of all that, we cannot forget this. Protest is a powerful form of using your voice in a democracy. You don't have to agree with every protest. You don't have to agree with every cause, but the right to assemble, to speak, to march, that's not accidental. It was fought for. March 7, 1965, 600 marchers, one bridge, a nation watching, and proof that collective voices can reshape history.
Something shocking just unfolded in Selma. And people are asking, did these protests cross the line? What started as a demonstration quickly turned tense with heated confrontations, strong emotions, and a moment that's now going viral across social media. Now, former Judge Joe Brown is stepping in, and his reaction is turning heads. Is raising serious questions about accountability, protest tactics, and how situations like this spiral out of control so fast. Supporters say voices need to be heard. Critics say things went too far. And right now, the internet is completely divided. Welcome back to my channel. If you're just coming across our play for the first time, this is as it is. We comment, but we comment respectfully. And original credit to creators whose video used for illustration and example. So, what do you think? Was this justified? Or did it go wrong? Drop your thoughts below in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe for more breaking stories that everyone's talking about. Let's watch more.
NBA the descendants of slaves. I see everybody on here pissed about these old flat-footed ass Somalians taking their musty asses down to Selma. Well, so am I. So what are we going to do about it? I've been on this app about a year and a half. The moment I hopped on here, I seen live panels, all these posts about FBA and how we gonna delineate and da-da-da-da. So who's planning to march to the Office of Management? Because I'm ready. We see these groups organizing, so when are we? All this chit-chatting and yapping in these panels and making these videos, this ain't moving the needle. We need to be seen. We need national presence, just like they're doing. We need to push back on all this. Let them know we need to be a protected class. We want our lineage to be protected.